I'll just settle in and then
Yeah, sounds good.
we'll get going. Nice.
Are they yours, those slippers?
Yeah.
They're like proper French, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, Venetian, I think.
Venetian, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Coco got me those. Hey, man.
You alright, mate?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Good,
Sweet.
man. I'm in south of France. The sun is shining.
Hell yeah.
Very good.
What's your name? Where you from? What you doing here?
My
What you been
name
up to?
is, lots of things. My name is Giancarlo. I'm 31 years old. I live in London and I'm coming to the end of a 7-day fast in the south of France. Cabrieras?
Something like that, yeah. Cabriere.
Cabriere. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you have a little bit of experience with fasting prior.
Yeah.
I think this is the longest that you've done thus far.
Yeah.
What's your motivation been, and why come out here and do something like starve yourself?
Yeah.
Just drink water for 7 days.
Great. Yeah, so I've done a 2-day fast and a 4-day fast, and for me, I've had some complex gut issues now for a very long time, since the sort of early teenage years, and however it's come about, I'm unsure, but it's been there in my life and caused me a little bit of a pain in the neck
Yeah.
for a while that I've had to
Pain in the gut.
Yeah, pain in the gut. There you go. That I've had to really kind of like sit down and think, what are the options? And
Yeah.
I've tried a lot of stuff with the NHS, and I still see them. Gone private, self kind of therapy, and fasting has only really been has come into my experience the last kind of like 2-3 years. Started to dive into the science behind it, and for me, it's been a sort of calling for a long time now. That kind of put myself into that deep autophagy state,
Yeah.
cellular regeneration, cleanup, and that's why I decided to embark on this 7-day fast.
Cool, man. Yeah, and well, I was just speaking to Theo as well, who's also come here for the similar reasons to you. I have my own history of gut health challenges. They can be very frustrating and can take time to understand the whole picture behind why something like that can appear for somebody, and why other people seem to be able to soiree through their life, consuming whatever they want without issues.
God.
For the lucky people out there. And I guess, it's something that we talked about before you decided to come out on this retreat, about that, these things can take time, and they can be multifaceted, and fasting can be a helpful component, but obviously there's a lot more that can be involved in the picture of it. And I know that, after 7 days and during the process, you were reporting various things that were going on for you, but generally you seem to have a relatively stable and steady time.
Yeah.
I know that there's still some changes probably to come for you until you're satisfied with where you want to be with this thing. But yeah, maybe you could just talk a little bit about how the experience was, and what you've taken from it, and maybe any intentions that you have going forward.
For me, it's been a physical, psychological, and spiritual shift as well. Even though that I feel there's more work to be done, I have taken quite a few things from this experience. Not only am I with like amazing people in the south of France with the sun, with Kier's guidance of energy work, meditation, massage therapy, it has given me this deep insight into the powers of fasting, and I feel that it's been, like I said, a calling for a long time, but just a deeper insight into what I could be achieving by going longer. It was only really sort of day 5, 6 where I started to feel intuitionally like just the kind of shifting, just things starting to happen in there in my kind of like pancreas, lower left side of my abdominal area. I started to have like discomfort, which I have had before, but it was like on and off throughout the whole day for like 2-3 days, and it's settled down now because I have been refeeding. For me, I just feel like okay, that's the point now, the initiation of now we're starting to really get to the sort of deeper, you know, the problems of what the gut problems could be. So yeah, obviously throughout the whole fast, you know, being a bit tired and stuff, and that's one of the symptoms that I have, that I sort of encounter on a day-to-day basis, is feeling sort of fatigued. So yeah, it's been good to kind of get some nutrition in, start to like feel a bit more energized. But moving forward, slowing down when I'm eating, just having a bit more kind of like relishing the food that I'm eating, rather than like make my food, I'm on the laptop, gulp, 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 and then it's done, you know. I'm a big foodie, and I'm like, why am I just like shoving it down my body, you know, just shoving it down, and I need to like allow my digestion to just slow down and absorb that food. So yeah, it's not just kind of physically just taking the time, but also like psychologically for me to just kind of give myself a little bit of a space.
Yeah, and I know we talked a lot about the science of fasting and stuff. I know that's something that interests both you and me share. You know, some people treat these practices, you know, primarily spiritually. Some people treat it primarily physically.
Yeah.
For others, it's primarily emotional. There's a whole bunch of different things in the bag. And yeah, to touch on what you said around length of time, which you know, when you get into the science of fasting, I always find it interesting, because in relationship to the way that culture views the idea of going days without food, right? Because to most people, the idea of, you know, even though from the point of view of extended fasting, 7 days is a relatively short period of time, to the majority of people in the West, you say you're not going to eat for 7 days, they're going to be like trying to check if you're like okay up here. And yeah, as we were talking about, you know, it really takes 4 to 5 days for, you know, the average adult to fully like start entering the completely all the physiological shifts that come with being in a fasting state. And so then, you know, from your point of view, you get a couple of days there, and then you're breaking the fast. And, you know, that's really cool that through this being the longest period of time that you've gone, you've now done 7 days, and you know that you can manage that, and that there's shifts that start happening. You know, who knows what might be possible with going longer. And I think, yeah, just to come back on something else that you said there about, you know, you're very much of a doing guy. You know, you're a personal trainer, right? You know, the mechanics of the body and nutrition and the science that goes into the work that you do is a big deal for you. And yeah, it's difficult to make food not just another thing to do. I think that's like, yeah, it's a very typical problem of a busy culture and busy way of like standardized way of living. The more you do, the better you are, kind of thing. And, you know, just giving yourself the opportunity for an extended period of abstinence to actually, because when people talk about slowing down, there's a difference between like slowing down and actually
embodying,
like turning everything off for a bit,
100%.
right? And that's all I see really fasting at a very basic level is to contrast the amount of on that exists for so many people in cities. You know, you live in London, work in London, with enough off to balance things out. Because you know, the environment doesn't force that for most people in the West, which we're lucky enough to be at a time in human history where our ingenuity has made that possible. But it also means that we now have to choose abstinence. And yeah, I think it feels like such a gift to give people, to realize that they can do that, gain benefits from it, won't die, and therefore have a means of, you know, contrasting the challenges that come with how busy life can get.
It's crazy,
in the world.
yeah. I mean, I feel like, including myself, there's this tension string throughout my sort of day, throughout my week, living in London. You don't have to be living in London to feel this as well. You know, it's all over the world, but especially in this day and age, with social media and busy life schedule, work schedule, it's like there's this tension string in my body, in my mind, you know, like a lot, and it's like coming here is just like kind of really embodying what it's like to slow down, to switch off completely, and just kind of experience a sense of kind of, right, I'm gonna let my body just do what it does, you know, rather than trying to sort of like protect and hold tension. And I think that's one of the problems for me too, is there's a sense of kind of holding in this tension, and actually when you fast you just kind of let go, you know. That's the kind of point anyway, is to kind of go into those deep states of kind of fully immersing yourself into like what it's like to let go and surrender. So for me it's been an amazing 7 days, 10 days with the refeeding, really special moments with the group as well, with Kier, and very excited to kind of like go for round 2 and just kind of dive deeper.
So well, yeah, it's been such a pleasure having you here, mate. And yeah, you know, something that we've touched on a couple of times about maybe there being a story for me and you in some way.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so.
I really hope that the power and the magic and the benefits that you have gained from being here can contribute to your life. And I hope to collaborate with you in these territories in the future, bring in some of the sciencey stuff to the world.
100%.
And maybe we'll see you on the next one for a bit of a longer deep dive into handing over the keys, handing over the control, letting go of control, and like you say, just like trusting that the body knows what it's doing, and that if you can surrender enough to allow a process of recovery and release, that then there's huge benefits to gain. So yeah, man, thanks so much for being here and for sharing what you've shared, and look forward to the next one, mate.
Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
You too, bro.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Nice one. Peace. Wicked, mate.